Hello and welcome. The goal of this video is to help you practice your English listening. And if you want, you can also practice shadowing. That means you listen and then repeat along with me. You can pause the video after each sentence and try to copy my voice. Today's story is about how to change your life using 5 simple steps that actually work. Many people feel stuck in their daily routines and dream of a better future, but don't know how to make real changes happen. What are these 5 powerful steps that can transform anyone's life? How can small actions create big results? And most importantly, why do some people succeed in changing their lives while others stay stuck in the same patterns? If you want to discover the answers and learn practical ways to improve your own life, just listen to this story. Are you ready? Let's go. Life can sometimes feel stuck. Many people wake up every morning doing the same things, feeling the same way, and getting the same results. They dream about a better future, but do not know how to make it happen. They think change is too difficult or impossible, but the truth is simple. Change is possible for everyone. It does not require special talent, luck, or perfect circumstances. It requires understanding and following basic steps that work for anyone willing to try. Imagine someone who feels unhappy with their life. Every day feels the same. Work is boring, relationships are difficult, and goals seem far away. This person wants change but does not know where to start. They feel overwhelmed by the size of their problems and confused about what to do first. This feeling is normal. Most people experience it at some point in their lives, but life can be different. By following clear, simple steps, anyone can create real change. These steps are not complicated theories or impossible tasks. They are practical actions that ordinary people use to transform their lives. When you start applying these principles, you begin to see results. Small changes lead to bigger changes. Progress creates momentum. And momentum leads to the life you actually want to live. The key is to start small and stay consistent. Change does not happen overnight, but it does happen. Every person who has successfully changed their life started with a single decision and a single action. Today can be the day you make that decision. Let me share with you 5 simple steps that can change your life, starting right now. Step 1. Take control of your mind. Your thoughts control your life more than you realize. Every day, thousands of thoughts pass through your mind. Some are positive and helpful. Others are negative and limiting. Many people do not pay attention to their thoughts. They let their mind wander freely, thinking whatever comes naturally. But this approach keeps them stuck in old patterns and behaviors. Let me tell you a story. There was a person named Alex who always felt anxious about trying new things. Every time an opportunity appeared, Alex would think, "I am not good enough for this," or "this will probably fail." These negative thoughts became automatic. They stopped Alex from applying for better jobs, meeting new people, or learning new skills. Alex felt trapped by fear and self-doubt. One day, Alex decided to pay attention to these thoughts. For 1 week, Alex wrote down every negative thought that appeared. The list was surprising. Almost every thought was focused on failure, limitation, or fear. Alex realized that these thoughts were creating the very problems they complained about. Alex started to change these thoughts deliberately. Instead of thinking, "I am not good enough," Alex practiced thinking, "I can learn and improve." Instead of, "This will probably fail," Alex chose, "This might work, and I will learn something either way." At first, this felt strange and forced, but gradually, the new thoughts became more natural. After a few months, Alex noticed real changes. Opportunities that once seemed scary now felt manageable. New challenges became interesting instead of frightening. By changing thoughts, Alex changed actions. And by changing actions, Alex changed life circumstances. This story illustrates an important principle. You cannot control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you think about what happens. Your thoughts create your emotions. Your emotions influence your actions. Your actions determine your results. By taking control of your thoughts, you take control of your entire life experience. Most people think they are victims of their thoughts. They believe thoughts just happen randomly, and they have no choice but to accept them. But this is not true. You can choose your thoughts just like you choose your clothes or your food. It takes practice, but it is possible. Start by noticing your thoughts throughout the day. When you catch yourself thinking something negative or limiting, pause and ask yourself, is this thought helping me or hurting me? If it is hurting you, replace it with a more helpful thought. This simple practice, repeated consistently, can transform your entire life experience. Step 2. Change your daily habits. Your life is basically the sum of your daily habits. What you do every day determines who you become and what you achieve. Most people do not realize how powerful habits are. They think big changes require big actions. But the truth is different. Small actions, repeated daily, create the biggest changes over time. Consider two people who want to get in better physical shape. The first person decides to make dramatic changes. They buy expensive gym equipment, plan to exercise for 2 hours every day, and completely change their diet overnight. This approach feels exciting at first, but it is too difficult to maintain. After 2 weeks, they feel overwhelmed and quit completely. The second person takes a different approach. They decide to walk for just 10 minutes every day and eat 1 piece of fruit with breakfast. These changes seem small and easy. After a few weeks, walking becomes automatic. They start to enjoy it and naturally walk for longer periods. The fruit habit leads to other healthy food choices. Small changes create momentum for bigger changes. After 6 months, the first person is back to their old habits, feeling frustrated and defeated. The second person has lost weight, feels more energetic, and enjoys their new healthy lifestyle. The difference was not motivation or willpower. It was the approach to change. This principle applies to every area of life. If you want to learn a new language, study for 15 minutes every day, instead of trying to study for 3 hours once a week. If you want to save money, save a small amount every day, instead of waiting to save a large amount occasionally. If you want to improve relationships, have one meaningful conversation every day, instead of waiting for perfect moments. The key is to make new habits so small and easy that you cannot fail. Once the habit is established, you can gradually increase it. But start small. Focus on consistency, not intensity. It is better to do something small every day than something big occasionally. Look at your current daily routine. What habits are helping you move toward your goals? What habits are keeping you stuck? Choose one small positive habit to add and one small negative habit to remove. Focus on these changes for at least 30 days. Once they become automatic, add another small change. Remember, you do not need to change everything at once. Small, consistent changes compound over time. They create momentum, build confidence, and eventually transform your entire life. The person you become is determined by what you do every single day. Step 3. Surround yourself with the right people. The people around you have more influence on your life than you might think. You naturally adopt the attitudes, beliefs, and behaviors of the people you spend time with. If you want to change your life, you need to carefully choose who you allow into your daily environment. Think about the 5 people you spend the most time with. Are they positive or negative? Do they support your goals or discourage them? Are they growing and improving, or are they stuck in old patterns? Your answers to these questions reveal a lot about your future direction. Let me share another story. There was a person named Jamie who wanted to start a small business. Jamie had a good idea and some savings, but felt nervous about taking the risk. Jamie's closest friends were negative about the idea. They said things like, "Starting a business is too risky," and "Most businesses fail anyway." They meant well, but their fear and negativity influenced Jamie's confidence. Jamie spent months doubting the business idea and eventually gave up without even trying. The negative environment created by well-meaning friends killed Jamie's dreams before they had a chance to develop. Compare this to another person named Sam, who had a similar business idea. Sam's friends were different. When Sam shared the idea, they asked helpful questions like, "What is your first step? And how can we help you succeed?" They offered encouragement, connections, and practical support. This positive environment gave Sam confidence to move forward. Sam started the business, faced challenges along the way, but had a supportive group that offered advice and encouragement. The business eventually succeeded. The difference was not talent or luck. It was the influence of the people in their environment. This does not mean you should abandon old friends or family members, but it does mean you should be intentional about who you spend your time with and who you ask for advice. Seek out people who are positive, supportive, and working toward their own goals. Limit time with people who complain constantly, discourage your dreams, or pull you back into old patterns. You can find positive people in many places. Join groups related to your interests or goals. Attend events where like-minded people gather. Read books or listen to podcasts by people who inspire you. Even if you cannot meet them personally, their ideas can influence your thinking in positive ways. Also, be the kind of person others want to be around. Support other people's goals. Offer encouragement instead of criticism. Share helpful resources and connections. When you become a positive influence, you naturally attract other positive people into your life. Your environment shapes your future. Choose it carefully. Surround yourself with people who believe in growth, possibility, and positive change. Their influence will help you become the person you want to be. Step 4. Take action despite fear. Fear is one of the biggest obstacles to change. Most people want to wait until they feel confident or certain before taking action. They think fear means they are not ready or that something is wrong. But fear is actually normal when you are trying to change or grow. It means you are stepping outside your comfort zone, which is exactly where change happens. The key is not to eliminate fear, but to act despite feeling afraid. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is feeling afraid and doing what you need to do anyway. Every person who has successfully changed their life has felt fear and acted anyway. Consider someone who wants to change careers but feels afraid of leaving their current job. They worry about money, failure, and uncertainty. These fears are real and understandable. But staying in an unfulfilling job because of fear creates a different kind of suffering. The fear of change competes with the pain of staying the same. Successful people understand this choice. They realize that both change and staying the same involve risk. The risk of changing is temporary discomfort and possible failure. The risk of not changing is permanent dissatisfaction and regret. When you see the choice clearly, action becomes easier. Start with small actions that feel manageable. If you want to change careers, start by researching new fields or updating your resume. If you want to improve your health, start with a short walk or one healthy meal. If you want to learn something new, spend 10 minutes reading or watching educational content. Small actions build confidence and momentum. Each step forward proves that you are capable of handling change. As your confidence grows, you can take bigger actions. Fear decreases as experience increases. It is also helpful to focus on the process rather than the outcome. Instead of worrying about whether you will succeed, focus on doing your best with each step. You cannot control results, but you can control effort. By focusing on what you can control, fear becomes more manageable. Remember that failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. Every successful person has failed many times. The difference is that they learned from failure and continued trying. Each failure teaches valuable lessons and builds resilience. Fear will always be present when you are growing and changing. Do not wait for it to disappear. Learn to act with fear as your companion. The more you practice this, the easier it becomes. Eventually, you will realize that most of your fears were exaggerated and that you are more capable than you thought. Step 5. Stay consistent, and patient change takes time. This is perhaps the most important thing to understand about transforming your life. In our modern world, we are used to instant results. We expect fast internet, quick deliveries, and immediate responses. But real change follows a different timeline. It requires patience, consistency, and faith in the process. Many people start changing their lives with great enthusiasm. They begin new habits, make bold plans, and feel excited about their future. But after a few weeks or months, progress seems slow. They become impatient and discouraged. Some give up entirely, thinking change is impossible. Others jump to a new approach, hoping for faster results. This pattern of starting and stopping actually prevents change. Real transformation happens through consistent action over extended periods. It is like growing a tree. You plant a seed, water it regularly, and wait. For months, you see little visible progress. But underground, roots are growing and strengthening. Eventually, you see a small plant, then a larger one, and finally, a strong tree. The tree was always growing, even when progress was invisible. Personal change works the same way. The habits you build, the thoughts you practice, and the actions you take are all working beneath the surface. They are rewiring your brain, building new neural pathways, and changing your automatic responses. This process takes time, but it creates lasting change. The key is to focus on the process, not the timeline. Commit to your new habits and behaviors regardless of how quickly you see results. Trust that consistent action will eventually create the changes you want. Measure progress in small ways. Notice how you feel, how you think, and how you respond to challenges. It is also important to expect setbacks. Change is not a straight line. You will have good days and bad days. You will make mistakes and face obstacles. This is normal and does not mean you are failing. It means you are human. The goal is not perfection. The goal is consistent effort over time. When you face setbacks, do not abandon your efforts entirely. Instead, learn from what happened and adjust your approach if necessary. Maybe you tried to change too much, too quickly. Maybe you need better support systems. Maybe you need to break your goals into smaller steps. Use setbacks as feedback, not as reasons to quit. Celebrate small victories along the way. Acknowledge when you stick to a new habit for a week, when you handle a difficult situation better than before, or when you take action despite feeling afraid. These small wins build momentum and motivation for continued growth. Remember why you wanted to change in the first place. Connect with your deeper motivations. How will your life be different when you achieve your goals? How will you feel? How will it affect the people you care about? Keep this vision alive in your mind, especially during difficult moments. Change is a journey, not a destination. There is no finish line where you suddenly arrive at a perfect life. Growth and improvement continue throughout your entire life. Embrace this process. Find joy in becoming better, not just in achieving specific outcomes. These 5 steps work together to create real, lasting change in your life. Taking control of your mind gives you the foundation for all other changes. Changing your daily habits provides the practical structure for improvement. Surrounding yourself with the right people creates a supportive environment. Taking action despite fear builds confidence and momentum. Staying consistent and patient allows time for transformation to occur. You do not need to master all 5 steps before starting. Begin with the one that feels most important or accessible to you right now. Focus on that step until it becomes natural. Then add another. Small, consistent progress is more powerful than sporadic bursts of intense effort. Change is possible for everyone, including you. It does not require special circumstances, extraordinary talent, or perfect timing. It requires understanding these principles and applying them consistently over time. Every person who has successfully changed their life started exactly where you are now, with a decision to begin. Your current circumstances do not determine your future possibilities. Your past does not define your potential. What matters is what you do starting today. Small actions, repeated consistently, can transform your entire life experience. The question is not whether change is possible. The question is whether you are willing to do what it takes to create the change you want. Are you ready to take control of your thoughts, adjust your habits, choose your environment carefully, act despite fear, and stay consistent over time? If your answer is yes, then change is not just possible for you. It is inevitable. Start today with one small step. Your future self will thank you for beginning.